This is the latest progress report. Okay, so here we are with the Seasonal Guild Leaderboard. This is spring 2024 within SimpleMMO's native Seasonal Guild Leaderboard. But over here at CouchCat, we track the top 25 guilds and their progress throughout the seasons. And to include a tier 2 system, which is below 25, so that's 26 through 35, in addition to the core tracking. And 1 through 25, it's broken up in different tiers, and we track overall movement, we track total EXP earned, and we track even recent EXP earned to get a better picture of who's really pushing through and who's really active. And this would not be possible without Yomu. This dashboard was created by Yomu for us to use. And he does great work. He's creating our website for us, and if he's also the admin in SimpleMMO, and he's also the co-dev in IdleMMO. And if you want to see what he's got working on, or what he's working on, such as the SimpleMMO App Hub, which is the chat feature above me, among other things, the dubbed 1.0 is on its way out the door, and it's an exciting time to see what it's going to look like and how SimpleMMO will feel using that tool. The link's down in the description. He's also got a Patreon to support him further. But without further ado, I said further twice, let's move on to the first tier. So we're tracking the last 7 days here of activity, and this is Celestial tier, and guess what? Nothing has changed, okay? Nothing's changed. Babel at number 1, we have TSL at number 2, we have Rain Factory at number 3, Still Friendly 2 at number 4, and The Force at number 5. Why didn't I read Scarlet Legion out loud? The Scarlet Letter out loud, but here we are. I mean, look at the total EXP. We're just a few weeks in, and it's just insane. It's mind-boggling. The only thing to note is that, the 5th position, the Forced, which is a little surprising, is lagging in terms of total EXP earned. It's just completely different. Babel has a great lead. They were neck and neck with TSL at one point, but they have a huge lead there. And then you get to 3rd place. 3rd and 4th place are pretty much in sync, but 5th place is just looking a little spooky. So let's just see how much EXP is being earned. And as you'll see, it's cut in half from 3rd and 4th. So the Force is only earning 6.3 mil this last 7 days. Still Friendly and Rain Factory with 12, almost 13 mil. Scarlet Legion with 10 mil, so a little lag behind, a little lag in there. And then Babel with 15 mil. But of course, TSL and Babel, they don't really have to, they're pretty much competing with each other. They have a sizable lead on both ends, so they're 1st and 2nd is pretty much secured at this point. But that could always change. Rain Factory could literally transform. Transformers over here. Sarah could spill the milk and then she's like super motivated. Yeah. Oh, welcome to the stream, Dang. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Okay, moving on to Legendary. Look at this. Legendary has stabilized, which is a little interesting. So Friendly holds number 6. We have Prostor at number 7, Wolfblood at number 8, and Murder of the Universe at number 9. Maybe Hugs is there. Maybe he'll make some changes or help. And then Coven, they got number 10 last week. Shout out to my current guild and all of the Coven leadership and the guildies there, and they're holding it. So that's excellent to see. So everyone in Legendary tier. There was a lot of movement up front, and now it looks like everyone's kind of like stabilizing for the most part, with some really good total EXP, sizable EXP here. But let's see what everyone's earning real quick. And okay, so 4.9 as the highest, a very drastic change from Celestial to Legendary. These are numbers not to scoff at, as being part of CouchCat, who earned like nothing. So but 4.9 here for the first spot, 3.6 from Prostor. Wolfblood's got 5.3, which is the 2nd highest in the tier. Good for them. Murder of Universe with 3.3, and Coven with 2.7, but it's enough to secure where they're at. All right. All right, moving on to Epic. we have our first movement in Epic tier here, and this is 11 through the 15th position. So we have Golden Arrows holding number 11. We have Dead Poet Society are also DPS at 12, moving up, overtaking Genesis, which is a dead husk. If you don't know, Genesis pretty much disbanded. It's unfortunate. They were the strongest PvE guild at the time, and now they're just floating down the river. They're a log that people have to swim around or step over, and DPS did just that, securing number 12, or the 12th position. So congrats to DPS. I know there's some DPS here right now. And then Genesis moving down to 13. They're just going to keep going. Blackwater at 14. It's only, I mean, look at their total EXP. This is Sin's Guild. This is like one of the oldest, just an old guild, okay? But they're not far behind from Genesis, so they just gotta slowly eke over Genesis decay, all right? And then the Titans, another, I don't know, man. Another guild that's kind of like, they're stable for now, but they're not really showing a lot of activity here. And we'll see that with earned. So Golden Arrows with 2.7, not the highest, but DPS with 4 mil earned. This was a giant push for them. This is a lot of EXP for Epic. And then Genesis was 0, of course. Blackwater 2.8, but then you have Titans with 1.5. Not very, I wouldn't feel secure with earning that much EXP in Epic tier. Usually people rocket through Epic tier, and then that, they'll overtake you, they'll push you down, but they'll make just barely enough to, it's like a car, staying in your blind spot. Like, they're just there enough so you can't turn into their lane. And that's what kind of happens in Epic tier. So we'll see. Move on to Elite. We have the most movement here in Elite, and this is great. People are still scrappy down here. We have ZZK, the second edition of it, formerly deleted. At number 16, we have, moving one position. So we have Nice Yi showing signs of life at number 17 with one position up. Indonesia. I clickbaited the shit out of this guild at one point. I said they were, essentially, would they be unstoppable? But they're falling 2 places down. Lucas says, rip Indonesia. I'm sure they will make a comeback, but they were one of the strongest newer guilds in the SGL. But unfortunately, the last 7 days, they haven't been. Though they still have a good total EXP amount. Step and Chill, of Cord, where are you? Doing nothing. Hanging on for dear life. Good for them. And then TPC returning to a tier higher than Rare. So that's great. TBC moving up 1 position into the top 20. I know Rysasima, Keeban, and all of them have been really working to keep TPC alive and moving and grooving, and they did. So congrats to them. Longtime, friends of Couch Cat. But let's see what the earned is real quick. ZZK 2.0 with 2.1 mil earned. Yi with 2.4, almost 2.5. Indonesia with 1.4. Step and Chill, not even half a mil. So Cord, you're about to fucking get bumped. And then TBC with 1.4, almost 1.5. So unfortunately to see here. All right, let's move on to Rare, which is the final tier within the top 25. And that's with Wolf. Wolf coming in. They were kind of hanging out. I still have earned. Oops. That kind of like blows it. But like Wolf here, they moved up 2 positions, and it's probably because, like we just saw, they have 2 dead guilds beneath them that have been decaying. Now, guilds don't lose EXP. Decaying really for the SGL means they're just not earning EXP. So it looks like they're just, they're slowly ebbing down the list here. Ebbing and flowing. So we have Wolf here overtaking 2 positions, probably just naturally. NCR is dropping 2 positions. They're dead to rights. Their guild leader, who is a freak, is gone, and they haven't been gone long enough. So for the admin or for Mike to step in and change leadership for the guild, if they were even to consider doing that. So it's pretty much, gonzos. I called it. I feel good about calling it. Goodbye. Markamon, unfortunately, that's a guild with some history. Gone. It's like the leader who hangs out in Coven's Discord and the alt account of the person who DMs me all the time. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so it's a dead guild. Nightmare Rats just kind of hanging around. And then Shadow Garden, which Hayden was calling out earlier. Shadow Garden moved up 3 whole positions. So they're out of tier 2. I wouldn't even call it tier 2 hell because tier 2 is pretty like fast and furious. But they are out of what we're dubbing the tier 2 system, which is 26 to 35. So, you know, pat yourselves on the back. Just amazing work to get to this point, and it always feels good to break into the top 25, whether you're paying attention to the SGL or not. So, you know, cheers to you, Shadow Garden. Now let's see the EXP earned. So Wolf with 1.8 earned. So I mean, they're not doing nothing. That's really high for rare here. And you'll see the zeros, of course, and then Nightmare Rats with under 700k mil, but then Shadow Garden with 2.9, almost 3 mil earned for a rare tier. If you stabilize your EXP earned like this, you're not gonna be in rare for long. So shout out to everyone in rare tier, and hopefully those 2 bodies they'll seep down, and more tier 2 guilds will rise up because of it, or at least have a better fighting chance to get up there. You know what I mean? Oh, Theron's here. Welcome to the stream, Theron. All right, now let's check out. This is the newest addition to our SGL reporting. Let's check out the tier 2 system, if you will. And you know, some people are like, "Why didn't you call this like uncommon or something to fit your theme?" All right, listen, we're huge fans of esports in general. League of Legends, their Challenger series, you know, they dub it the tier 2 system. I love League of Legends esports. I don't love the game anymore, but I watch that shit. I'm watching that shit today. It's the finals, but or you know, spring split. But like, this is why it's called tier 2. All right, and it's a thing. It's an inside thing. Okay, so moving on. Here is 26 through 35. We wanted to track this because there's a lot of movement below 25, and to better understand guilds who've been hanging out in this, you know, like sharks. They've been, you know, hanging out in the shallows, waiting for prey. So this is why we wanted to track this. And as you'll see here, you get to kind of see where previous guilds that were above 25 have slowly but surely fallen to their resting place after the guilds disbanded or split, or you know, what have you. So at 26 we have Murder of Crows, who actually got bumped out of the top 25. They've reached it last week, so very sad to see, but they're not far off from reaching rare tier again, and with 2 more bodies floating down, they'll have a chance to come back. Asgard has been a contender in tier 2, you know, doing work. I mean, look at the total EXP they've earned down here. They have unfortunately fallen behind as well because, I mean, dude, Shadow has been pushing. Here's Gorilla Wizards. I don't know what's going on with GW. I really don't. They're like active. They're not. You go to the Discord, it's like dead to rights. It's like Hunt King, you know, Hunt King's there. That's about it. So very unfortunate. Newbies moving 3 positions forward, so we might actually be seeing newbies coming back to the SGL sometime soon at number 29, so good for them. We have House of Bamboozle at number 30, we have Anarchy at 31, we have Old Salts, who have fallen all like 3 tiers down to tier 2. They're a dead guild, unfortunately now, you know, rest in peace, pour it on your keyboard, don't do that, but they're going to continue to fall. And we have Close Friend at 33. And we have Blazing Beast, Vex's own guild here at 34, moving a whole position up. You know, congratulations. Welcome to tier 2. You know, it's good to see you slowly climbing through. And then we have Shadow Wizard Money Government. You know, strong contenders at one point. I don't know what's been going on with the influx over there. But they have dropped because of Blazing Beast. And now they're at 35. And now they might be kicked out of tier 2. But let's just look at the EXP earn quickly here. As you can see, nothing too crazy, nothing above, you know, 1.1 mil, 1.2 mil. I mean, look, Old Salts, there's still people in that guild, 75,000 EXP earned, literally going down with the ship. That is just so sad to see. Shadow with 80k or 83k, you know, you hate to see it. But this is the overall movement here for tier 2, and pretty volatile if I do say so myself. Well, that's it. That is the total review of the SGL, including the tier 2 system. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone tuning in, and thank you to the VOD squad who's going to watch this later and leave your like, leave your comments. Greatly appreciate it every week.